I cheated on my loving husband. Now he wants divorce. Please help me. Hello, I'm reaching out to you all as I have been reading this forum for a few days and hope you can provide some much needed advice. Both my husband and I are in our 30s and married for almost 8 years. We have no kids together. Here's the background story. A couple of years ago, due to his work, my husband was away for a few months, and during that time I developed a romantic relationship with a man who was up until that point a friend. During that time I was intimate with this man, and even brought him home as well. When my husband returned home, there was an opportunity for us to relocate to another city, and at that moment, though I had an option to relocate by myself to a different part of the country, I made the conscious decision to follow him and hopefully be able to put it all behind. A few months went by and we had a weekend trip planned to go back to the city where I had the affair. I arrived a couple of days before he did, and one night out with friends, I met with the man I had an affair with, was extremely weak and was intimate with him one last time. This time, this was purely sex, and in my head, I was still only emotionally invested in my husband. My husband had a strong suspicion about this and confronted me with a question. At that moment, I really wanted to spare him the pain and thought it would be best to deny everything. Again, and I know what most of you are thinking, I considered this last incident as a relapse, but knew who I wanted to be with and didn't want to lose my life partner. At this point, I stopped all contact with the other man and blocked his number on my cell phone. However, after a few months, he reached out to me via social media. We were connected on social media before this point, and told me he was diagnosed with cancer and was going through a rough time. At the beginning, I ignored his messages, but at one point, and I know I shouldn't have, felt terrible for his situation and started talking to him again, strictly as a friend, to try and help him through the situation. At present, we're looking at a timeline of almost 2 years since the beginning of the 4-month affair. Over a year since our last sexual encounter, and maybe 6 months since I learned about his illness. A month ago, while preparing to move back to the city where it all started, my husband was already there and I was in the other city taking care of the move. One of my last days at work, my phone started blowing up. It was my husband, who, I don't know how, had read all the Facebook messages I had received from this other man and realized about the affair. The other man mentions understanding my choice to move on with my husband despite him wanting a life together with me. I've since moved back to the city where my husband is. Luckily our rental apartment has 2 bedrooms, so we agreed to each take our own. He told me he doesn't think being able to move past this and is seriously considering divorce, but we also both agreed to first take care of our finances and be able to make this as amicable as possible. What truly devastates me is knowing I brought him so much pain, during a stressful time in his life on the work front. I don't know what to do to help him. He has been avoiding me like a plague, which I understand and have been trying to give him space. He has gone through great lengths to not see me at home. He goes out to dinner until late, so he makes sure I am already sleeping when he comes home, and over the weekends he just disappears for hours at the time. I am constantly worried about him and think something could happen to him and I wouldn't know it because I am trying to give him the space he needs and not ask where he is. Every day I stop myself from texting him to see how he's doing, so the last couple of days I left him 2 letters on his nightstand to hopefully be able to open up the communication between us. I would like to at least be able to take some of that pain away from him, give him an output for his anger/rage/sadness, whatever it may be. It is unfair for him to be in this situation because I put him there, and I feel horrible that there is not much I can do right now to help in any way possible. Please, help me. I need to understand how to approach him. Though I hope that with time we may be able to push through and come out on the other side in our relationship, I respect his current course of action, and my ultimate goal right now is to make this at least a bit easier on him. What advice would you be able to provide me at this time?
That's all from this story. Please comment and share your thoughts. Also please don't forget to subscribe the channel, and like the video.